Hello and welcome to vlog number 5. So this week we're going to do it a little bit differently. So I'm going to show you how I do my work on my laptop, and so looking at my sketchbook work, how I improve my work through criticism of my own and also constructive criticism I've received from my lecturers throughout the years. So I'll see you in a bit. Hello and welcome to my laptop. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you my old sketchbook, how I've refined it, and how I construct a sketchbook for this project. So let's just jump in. So this is my old sketchbook. It's got all the content. This is still an unfinished sketchbook. It's still work in progress, but it's an okay sketchbook. It's got all the content I need, but it doesn't quite flow for an outside reader, so somebody who's marking it. It's not quite flowing. There's a bit too much information. I'm waffling a little bit, so I'll show you what I mean. So it's just a lot of block text, and realistically, in an ideal world, they would read everything you write, but but realistically they won't read everything. They'll skim read it. I need to be more concise and refine it a lot more. Improved sketchbook. This is still work in progress as well, but you can see how much better what I've done to improve it from my own constructive criticism and my lecturers. So already, if I could quickly show you actually to compare. So if I go to my front page, so this is just a picture I found on Pinterest. Originally I thought, oh, it's a nice image, it suggests that I want to make a city for the future, but with my new cover I wanted it to be more relevant. So with this cover page, I have got a 3D elevation of Leeds City, and directly in the middle is the hedgerow. I think this is more of a powerful image, and I think it really sets the scene for what's to come in this project. And from my front cover, I have made a colour scheme. So blue and yellow are the most eye-catching colours, so I wanted to start with blue and then move on to yellow. So for blue I've categorised as research, the research stage. So I began with talking about the hedgerow, so get a good understanding for what the hedgerow is. So this double-sided page, so I really just wanted to set the scene. So I've got some brief conversation about the area, but I think there's no better way to set the scene by using imagery. So we've got obviously a picture of the hedgerow, but we've got young people. It's a very young dominated area. The reader, they can see straight away I've recognised that the population has passed this amount. So they know from this page I'm talking about population, the hedgerow, census, stuff like that. So I've already set the scene. So moving on, so to continue on from the population, we move on to more statistics. So from my last sketchbook, I had loads and loads and loads of data, but not all of that was relevant. So I picked and choose what was the most relevant. So I've got the median age in Leeds, I've got ethnic groups, and I've got religions. And I've allowed for white space. White space is not a bad thing. It allows the reader to breathe and get a full understanding of what's going on in this page. I've also begun to talk about healthcare in this part, because health is a big thing in cities because of low quality of air, etc. But I've put in bold, climate change is poisoning health issues to millions of people across the UK. So they still know what's going on at this page without having to read blocks of text. So this is just some site maps, research. So I haven't quite finished my colour coding, but we've got deprived areas here, green space, listed buildings, land use. I've just filled this text in with placeholders at the moment because I haven't quite got there. I just wanted to lay it out, make sure I am making my pages clear. So the dark blue represents my explanation. So with every image, you need an explanation of what's going on in that image and why is it important to go in this page of your sketchbook. Why is it in your sketchbook? And have that conversation. And then I've made these maps. So I need to also make maps of these. These are off of VU City. That tell you where the listed buildings are, for example, land use, but obviously it's somebody else's work, but it's good to have that research, and saying that it's from a different site is definitely an important thing. So make sure that you're not copying other people's work, but this is in your sketchbook, and it's still research. As long as it's not on your final A1 sheet and you're claiming that it's your work, it's fine to go in your sketchbook, because then I go on to make my own maps that are more relevant. So the difference between this map and this map, I think it's more clear. I feel like this image is too busy, and I feel like if you're looking on an A1 sheet, you want to know exactly what's going on in that map, by highlighting each individual building without shadows and all stuff like that. You're understanding what's going on in the map. Moving on, so the next part, why are we designing the city? Well, the climate crisis, clear here, building a city to stand the test of time. So you've said to your reader, this is why I'm designing this area. And big captions again, cities account for over 70% of the global CO2 emissions. So without reading blocks of text, your reader already knows why you are designing and why it's important to be designing this area. I looked at Leeds' ambitions and what they wanted to achieve. So we've got health and well-being, inclusive growth and net zero. So they already know what their aims are, but if they want to read it further into it, they have the blocks of text there also. But still allow for white space and for the reader to breathe. Leeds aims for the site. What do they want to do? So I spoke about this. Their scheme called the Hedgerow Gateway shows the area they're covering, which is pretty much my area to a T. And then I showed what an artist did for the what idea for the space of their visual. And this turquoise colour is personal thoughts. So this is just placeholder text at the moment. So I have personal thoughts on this scheme that are right here, and what I would take from it. I've got 4 powerful images, and right below I've got the explanation of what's going on in this image, what is the problem, and I've done this for a series of pages. And then I go on to my sketches, then Cookrick Street, which is on the hedgerow, same sort of thing, the development that's happened here, and have fun with images. Do photo collages within your sketchbook. It's supposed to be creative. Have a bit of fun with it. Same again, we've got personal thoughts, information about the development, And then this is a visual I created just to show what my walk was like. We've got the topography. I'm missing the height difference that was supposed to be there. I don't know where it's gone, but I'll pop that in. I've got some of my sketches in there. So along the walk, from start to finish, this is what I saw. And then I looked into my case studies. So we've got the Ashford Designer Outlet. Be strategic with how you place photographs. So if it's a really powerful image, allow it to take up a whole page. There's nothing wrong with that. Eyes get drawn to it, so the person reading it knows exactly what you're on about. A vast 90 million expansion to the MacArthur Glen Designer Outlet, bringing 5,000 new jobs into the area and 50 more luxury brands. So it lets them know what the type of area it is, and then you've got the images to support what sort of development they've been doing. Study site visit. And then the same again for Hempstead Valley. That's supposed to say Hempstead Valley. So I'm making sure it's all uniform, and I haven't quite changed the title there, but you can see what I'm trying to achieve. Same again, important text about Hempstead Valley. See, I'm copy and pasting, so it's all uniform, but it's Hempstead Valley. But I will change that. So now we're on to a second stage. Now that we've done all the research, change colour code. We're yellow now. So concept, straight away, we've got a powerful image. The reader knows straight away what your original aim is to build a city for the community. So just some speech about my concept. This is just placeholders at the moment. It's not relevant. I haven't written it yet, but I just wanted to see what it would look like in theory. So straight away, they know exactly where we're doing it. I'm going to highlight, this is just placeholders at the moment, but I'm going to highlight exactly where the area is. So it's along here, all the way down here, up here, to this space here, and this space here, and up here. But I'll highlight that. Like I said, it's a work in progress. So next, the hedgerow revolutionised aims. So that is my title for my design. I think it speaks for itself. And straight away we've got our 4 aims. So I've taken what the leads aims are and then developed on that, and these are my 4 aims. So we've got community engaging space, links to the community, landmarks and green space, reaching net zero 2030, leads citizens' health and well-being. We've got key images and then icons to support this. And then underneath we've got an explanation as to why are these aims important and what sort of things I want to do within these aims. So that's where I've got so far. Just here is just a beginning of a concept visual, but not quite finished. But it's a work in progress. I think I'm going to do a separate video later on in my journey, once I filled up this sketchbook a little bit more, and see all my different sketches and stuff like that actually makes it look like a sketchbook. Just right now there isn't too much sketchy work going on because within this sketchbook I've only done my research part. I haven't scanned in the artistic bit, but I still try to include just making it all a bit arty. We've got my sketches here, and done visuals here. So there's ways to create an arty sketchbook without within your research stage. So I'm going to conclude this video here. Thank you again for watching. If you watch to the end, you're a trooper, and thank you very much.